It is 6:13. I want you to take a look at this right here. That is 100% maple syrup, and it's made on site in Dixon Springs. And guess what? You can learn how to make it yourself as well. They're having their 6th annual backyard maple syrup production workshop, and we got a sneak peek of the process. Take a look. You ever find yourself walking through the woods and you see trees with buckets sitting at the bottom? You're most likely walking through what's called a sugar brush. We're here with Chris Evans with the Extension Forester at Dixon Springs Agriculture Center. And the reason why we're out here is you're going to be hosting a backyard production workshop on maple syrup, and that's coming up this weekend. Talk to us a little bit about it.
Right, so this is basically for anybody that's interested in doing maple syrup, whether they just have one tree in their backyard or a bigger area, to learn how to do it and the whole process.
And one of the things that we've talked about a little bit on this is the size of the class. This is for anybody, and you actually have a pretty decent sized class.
Yeah, so this is free and open to the public. Anybody that wants to show up. We've been doing this for several years, and we usually have between 80 and 100 people come.
All right, so you get quite a bit. No age limit, correct?
Correct, right.
All right, so for people that'd like to come, this is happening on Saturday. It starts at 10 in the morning. You need to register with Chris, though. You can call by tomorrow. You need to call the phone number that will pop up on the screen also, or they can email you as well.
Right, yes, so call or email just so we know how many people are coming. If you don't do that and you just kind of happen to show up on Saturday, we'll still let you in.
Well, now it's time to get down to business. The reason we're down in the woods, you're going to show me how to identify a maple tree.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about, we've got a maple tree right here. Let's talk about some of the identifiers.
Sure, so this is a sugar maple, and that's the one that we typically use. In the winter, it can be a little difficult, but you want to look at that kind of light tan colored bark and these little plates coming off. If you look at the branches, there'll be 2 branches at a time coming out from each other. And in the summer, you know, it's a little easier because you have those leaves that look like basically Canadian flags, right? So you have that classic maple leaf.
That's the way I would be able to do it. Now, one thing we talked about a little bit earlier is you can actually run multiple taps in a tree depending on the size.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to get a tree that's about 10 inches or more in diameter for it to be healthy enough and big enough to take a tap. But as it gets larger, you can put more taps in it. You know, if it's 15 or so inches, you can put 2 taps and so forth and so on. So you can really get a lot of sap even out of one tree.
Well, one of the things that blew me away was when you were showing us when you opened up the bucket, this doesn't have the color that the maple syrup has post-production. This is actually clear.
Absolutely. It only has a little bit of sugar in it, and so it looks like water, and it even tastes a little bit sweet, but it's hard to even tell apart from water when it's at this stage.
I've learned so much just being out here with you, and I can't imagine what people are going to learn that show up for this maple syrup, our backyard maple syrup production workshop, which is happening Saturday. We'll have the details on our website. Chris, we appreciate you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Man, I learned a lot from that guy.
Hey, look at all that sunshine. Obviously, that was filmed a day or two ago.
And I didn't get to taste any of the syrup, though. Jacob took off with it. Our producer took off with it.